He's been logged into the game since last game, because I've popped in a few times to do some like little mods. Ah!
Right.
Sorry.
That's my fault. Had like Jurnis' stream up so I could keep an eye on the chat. And then it went live and echoes popped up.
Yep.
I got alarmed by my own voice.
Okay, so unfortunately this week we do not have Jeremiah, because DerKork is not feeling well. Anarchy may pop in at some point. She may be running a little bit late, but we do have the recently married Samael, Squish,
Hi.
and the brand new Storm on the Sea, who
Hello.
I completely forgot was a tabaxi.
How did that happen?
I don't know. For some reason I was convinced you were a Dragonborn when I was writing the description of the episode.
Okay, that might be fair, because like the past couple of games, I have played like a Dragonborn followed by a Dragonborn.
Yeah. So, in the meantime, Seph, would you like to tell us a story?
Last week, after the romantic marriage celebration for Samael and Esmeralda, the team found themselves in the company of a tabaxi investigator sent by the Admiralty, named Storm upon the Sea.
Yeah.
After returning to Centreal, they found themselves not only having to take Adriana back to the Sawagin Temple that they went to back in the first session, but also were taking Elizabeth Lanchester to the island of Chaltza to meet with the Church of a Radiant Abomination. After getting their briefing from Admiral Hargreaves, they proceeded to get wasted. We pick up the next morning.
Oh, my head. I'll never drink again. Next night. Shots for everybody!
The good news is, I made it to my room. Bad news is, I appear to be on the floor. Not the most comfiest of beds, but the pillow is nice. Oh wait, the pillow is Bolt.
You poor bird.
Thanks, buddy. Bolt will Storm will pat Bolt and get up, and Bolt just looks at Storm like, yeah, don't make a habit out of it, buddy. Right, so...
One second, I just need to do a quick pause on the...
That's not the tavern.
I know it's not a tavern.
A glimpse of things yet to come.
I think that's an older map.
Yeah, we'll go back on that. Chance to get rid of
Need to archive it. Oh yeah, I have to remember that Anarchy crawled in along with Squish in Midnight because she scared herself with her storybook.
So I presume there's a like wash basin or something where Storm could freshen up a little after his like fun little bender. Chef? Uh-oh.
Stuff's cutting out.
Sorry, I just getting a few messages in the background at the moment.
Oh, alright.
The gasp.
The curse of being wanted!
Yep. So yeah. You've all woken up. I'd probably say Ardeth didn't sleep at all. She'd been too busy studying her spellbook all night.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're all heading downstairs for breakfast?
And coffee! Obnoxious amounts of coffee!
Okay, you all make your way downstairs, sit yourselves down, and Beryl comes over. Right, everyone, what are you having?
An entire pot of coffee, if you please.
Whatever your biggest container is, fill that and bring it out.
What's coffee?
It's basically a drink that helps people regain their senses, so to speak.
It sure beats firing primeval awareness in the middle of the city, I tell you, but if I have to, I will.
Alright, calm down. I'll get you your coffees.
Thank you, Bella.
Belle kind of paws off to the kitchen. She goes, "Oh, and what about your food?"
Hmm. That's a good point.
Sausage and eggs, if you have any.
A big mound of bacon.
Alright, I'll see what I
Yes,
can.
the full Irish.
What's an
Alright,
Irish?
Alright, I'll bring it out to you in a minute.
I did it for a joke, and he just ran with it, and I love it so much.
Yep.
Seriously, that is the best breakfast.
What is?
A full Irish.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Sausages, potato bread, soda bread, bacon, eggs, beans, and tomato.
I was just saying, I was at it
Black
with
and white
a.
pod.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Full English has mushrooms instead of tomatoes.
It's all good to me except for the tomatoes or mushrooms.
You could also have the cheeky scotch, which is pretty much the same thing, except it has a helping of haggis.
Oh,
Actually, you know, I can't say. I know it's sheep stomach, but I can't say no without trying it.
It's delicious. It really is.
It's food of the gods. I have literally eaten a full medium-sized one to myself.
I have one in my freezer that I really need to use. Like, I was introduced to haggis with Colin's parents are Scottish, and it's just like, I know what haggis is, but I'm a guest in their house, so I have to eat it to be polite. It's like, oh, this is delicious. Anyway, now that I've made everybody hungry and curious about haggis, let's continue.
Okay, I'll just say, my headcanon now is that entire conversation actually just happened in character.
Squish is unusually knowledgeable about haggis.
And yet you have no idea what coffee is.
She's eaten a lot of things in her day.
Then again, Squish probably doesn't need coffee to get going in a day.
Wait, is that the brown stuff the monks drank? They said I wasn't allowed that.
Yes, I suspect it might have been.
I don't know what you're implying. We all know where this is going to end up.
Oh, God.
1 second.
I see a D coming in.
So do I. Hi, Dee.
That came out of nowhere.
Hey, D.
Probably we might not have a Lizzie at the moment because her dad's doing construction work at the minute. So
Oh dear.
Well, that's
Hello, everyone.
Hi, dude.
Hi, Holly.
You're going to have a. Now that you're here, you're going to have a fun trip.
How do you mean a fun trip?
Oh, I mean, last time you were here, you got summoned away by your goddess, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow Realm surrounds us all.
Oh right, Holly, this is a surprise.
Holly.
Wait, what? So this is the Holly. When you said she went on trips, I didn't expect her to arrive quite so suddenly.
Yeah, Holly basically just literally teleported in without anyone noticing.
Huh.
Holly, you'll never believe it. Midnight, show her the sparkly thing. Midnight just like sits up and does the prestidigitation sparkles.
Oh. I think we might have lost D. Oh, no, yeah.
Everyone's internet is being mean.
There are tears in the weave this evening.
Mine won't be. Mine won't be soon. I'm getting gigabit tomorrow.
1 second. Yep, we can hear you. I just replied to your thingy. Whisper. Yeah, Holly is very much aware of what's been going on.
Where did you go?
Oh,
Test.
Hi.
Yep.
hi.
Did you? Oh, so Holly looks over, and she's moving a lot more slowly than she usually does. She's got a stillness to her, and she kind of like almost not like slow motion, but just like almost a serenity. And she looks over at Midnight and says, "That's so impressive. I've just don't worry. I haven't had to miss you all. I've seen everything you've done."
Everything.
Everything?
Holly glances over towards Samael and then lowers her head and nods.
There was only 3 rabbits.
Implications.
Oh dear.
Somebody just kind of
Holly,
looks away and blushes.
she says, and by that I mean, you found a new friend.
Yeah. His name is Storm, and he has a son called Bolt.
He's a beautiful boy. I guess you could say I've been adopted. At least that's how Anarchy put it. It's a pleasure to meet you, Holly. I didn't reckon it would be so soon, though, or so suddenly.
Yeah, she's.
No, Holly looks back and says, she says, I don't see absolutely everything. She's just teasing Samael.
Oh, good. Holly's not a omniscient pervert.
No, not at all. In fact, until Samael blushed, she was meaning like, "Oh, you got a new friend." And then she's like, "Relax."
More than a new friend.
And she looks over at and then she looks over at Squish and Midnight and says, "Your bond is beautiful. Everyone is forming new bonds, joining together."
Midnight's kind of hugging Squish.
There's a good boy. Chin scritches.
In the short time I've known them, I found that me and your compatriots actually have a fair bit in common, and likely a fair bit more as time goes on will reveal itself. It's a wonderful thing.
And Kubar, what is your character's name? I forget.
Storm upon the sea, but you could just call him Storm.
Storm upon the sea. When Holly says, "I'm Holly Featherlight. I'm honored to meet you, although this is not in the best of circumstances, and for that I am sorry. Sometimes I can visit you. Sometimes I can only observe."
Does that mean you're not staying?
I'm afraid not.
Oh.
I've had to journey to the Shadow Realm, and I still need to stay there. But during this quiet moment, the barriers are thin enough that I can visit with you all.
Are you holding up okay over there?
I'm just gonna say, throughout all this, Anarchy's basically been hugging Holly's leg.
Aww.
And Holly's been like patting her shoulder and being very being very maternal. My journey is a long one and a difficult one, but I will return to you.
Well, I wish you luck.
The important thing is as I was trying to say ineloquently, I can observe everything you're doing with it while respecting your privacy.
For now.
Her shoulders slump a little and she says, those concerns are not mine.
Oh, I was just kidding. I apologize.
It wouldn't have even occurred to me to not respect your privacy.
Oh.
If I sounded that way, I apologize.
No, you're fine. I was just returning the jape from earlier.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I done goofed.
Don't worry. Everything is fine. Everything will be fine. I am studying under great teachers. Embracing my destiny.
Squish just blinks. What?
It would be nice if one day you could face it with your friends by your side.
Where I'm going, none of you would want to stay for any extended period of time.
Considering my limited knowledge of the Shadowfell, you're probably right, but doesn't mean you should face it alone either.
I'm well cared for.
She is not alone.
Yes.
Is that Ardeth? Was that Ardeth who said that?
That was not Ardeth, and only Storm and Holly could hear that.
Wait.
Holly nods her head and lowers her head. Nods her head once and then lowers her head down, looking like she's bowing it in prayer and folding her hands together.
Whereas Storm's just kind of looking around, looking up like, hey, what? Hey, who?
And Holly looks over and... Sorry, go ahead.
Storm, you could hear the voice coming from above you and behind you.
Crikey. I doubt there's any roll I can make to identify this voice.
I mean, possibly religion, but
Possibly.
Yep, possibly religion.
Let's give it a shot then. I have an inkling based on information already provided, but not bad.
Religion. You know that Holly is a cleric of the Raven Queen.
So that's the Raven Queen, huh? Soft voice. Very kind.
She's currently stood right behind you.
What? Slow.
The others,
Anyone else?
no one.
Or just these two?
Just these two. Storm, as you find yourself staring straight up, and just need 1 second to find the handouts. Where to put it?
Meanwhile, the rest of them probably see Holly look over, kind of like with a little bit of a playful grin on her face, like...
You look up, and about 7 feet tall behind you is a Raven Queen.
Oh, ma'am, your majesty. Beg your pardon. And he, steps back a bit and bows low. This is my first meeting with, meeting of someone who I know is of the divine.
You show great deference, Storm upon the sea.
Cut out a little there, Seph. Could you repeat that, please?
Sorry. You show great respect, Storm upon the sea.
Well, it's a very respectable and safe attitude to have with those of higher powers, man. Especially since this is my first correspondence. But with Holly in your company, I know that you are quite of a benevolent sort, so I know not to fear.
I would not say as deaf I am either benevolent nor malevolent, but
That's a fair point, man.
for those who follow me, I take care of them.
I'm very glad to hear that. Especially since, you know, I may not know Holly very well, but her friends are clearly very fond of her. I just don't want to
I'm
see
honored
harm
to
come
hear
to someone
that.
so loved.
I'm honored to hear that, and I will always do whatever I can to hold that honor sacred.
Holly chose her friends very wisely. Even if one of them is not quite who she seems.
Hmm. Is this something I'm to be privy to, or...
At this point, she kind of leans down to whisper into Storm's ear, and I'm going to just whisper this to Kubar so we actually can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 second.
Meanwhile, Squish and Jeremiah are just like watching Storm and Holly talk to a vacant space behind them.
Yeah, this must be really weird.
What's going on? What are they doing?
I think
Can Holly hear that?
Here. You can roll perception.
Okay, I want to roll perception. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to just like embarrass Samael and upset Squish. I can't believe you thought that Holly was watching everything, literally everything, when she meant all the events, not God. Didn't even occur to the player. So funny.
It was the way you said it and then just smiled over at Sam. I was just like, oh dear.
I mean, for
That's why
Samael.
Squish's default reaction was there was 3 rabbits.
I'm trying to roll perception.
Yeah, you didn't hear Squish.
Oh.
And you didn't hear what the Raven Queen said to Storm.
Hmm.
Storm just nods. It's like,
Also, can I ask one thing for the next thing I need to do? What is Holly wearing? Because I would assume she's cast off all her armor and stuff, and she has something else on.
She's wearing a dark-coloured robe.
That's what I figured. Just like a robe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
She's also wearing a cloak very similar to the Raven Queen's.
Mm.
Slightly less flashy, but yeah.
Yeah. Know that I'm well. Know that you are watched over. Know that your cause is just. Trust your hearts.
You as well, Holly. And the Storm would like look back up at the Raven Queen and just nod. So like, I had a bit of an investigative inkling. That's who you were referring to. Needless to say, I won't share this information willy-nilly, but maybe if it's pertinent, I will. If that
it
pleases
is
you.
necessary, yes.
Hmm.
Also, and at this point, she speaks loud enough for the others to hear. I should warn you all, you may come across a gentleman named Rowan in your travel.
Rowan, eh?
Yes, he may be very familiar to you, given you are tabaxi.
Huh. Food for thought. I'm curious. Can I roll to, like, know this tabaxi man?
You can roll history.
And as she says this, Holly gets up and walks over to stand beside her. Reluctantly giving Anarchy a little tussle, like, I gotta go. And then she
Bye,
stands
Miss
up and walks over
Holly.
to the ring.
You really
So
gotta go, Holly.
Holly nods towards Squish and says, my destiny calls me.
Storm,
Squish does that like a baby thing where she like reaches out and does the grabby hands for a hug.
Oh.
Squish immediately walks over towards Holly walks over towards Squish and gives Squish a very gentle hug, very light, but deeply sincere, like not very tight though, just like almost ethereal, and turns and walks away, looking sad.
So, you've never met anyone named Rowan before?
Rowan. Doesn't ring a bell. And look at me. But, will certainly be someone we'll keep an eye out for. And an ear, too.
He is a troublemaker, and... well... he's a powerful ally, certainly. Just be wary of him.
A double-edged sword, if there ever was one.
Quite.
Holly is now standing next to the Raven Queen with her head bowed.
You'll come back and
She
visit
told
again,
the-
right?
I'll be back to travel with you on your quest the moment I'm able.
He is looking forward to that day, wherever it may be. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Just remember, Squish, Anarchy. No one's ever truly gone. And then she puts the hood over her face.
And with that, the Raven Queen kind of lifts her arm and drapes her cloak around Holly as the two of them fade.
Fairly well.
What happened? Where'd she go? Oh no, Holly melted!
No, you would have seen
No.
the Raven Queen when she was leaving.
Oh, okay.
Holly's fine. I'm fine. Storm just slouched back in his chair. So that's what it's like to meet a god. I know it.
Wait, what?
You will get used to it.
I hope so.
Now all I can think of is the famous line from the end of Red vs. Blue, Season 10.
Oh no.
Squish is smart. SMRT.
Okay.
that
I'll
reminds
just
me.
have to whisper something to the DM, but we'll continue
Okay.
on.
Oh, you gonna whisper it, or...
I'm just gonna whisper it, yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I want to tell you all I miss you so much, and I cannot wait until Holly is able to rejoin you on your quest.
Aw.
I just had an
Sincerely.
extra moment, and I would just visit with you all. And also, Kubar, I adore Storm's little snaggle.
Yeah. Thank you. Really look forward to the day where you can join us for realsies full time.
Me too, but Holly, hopefully... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I can't wait for the day we're all together.
I know. And maybe someday we'll get back Professor Karth.
Yeah.
He's just waiting on the ship. That's all.
No, he's
Somewhere.
waiting. He's currently back in Galraid on the first island you're on.
Oh, I thought he got back on the ship after that. Okay.
No, that ship, the Ravagers, basically continued on doing what it needs to do. You got the Hark now, remember? Traded in.
Meanwhile, the Raven Queen has to keep coming into Holly's room and saying, "Will you stop watching crystal balls of that dragon?" Oh, but Raven Queen, he's so dreamy.
Oh.
What are you gonna do with your life, Holly? You're not my mom.
I have to ask, was this appearance spontaneous or did you clear it of Seph ahead of time?
No, this was pretty much just dropped in.
Yes.
Nice.
And then Holly's gonna go back into her pocket dimension and say, "I wish I'd never been summoned to this ethereal plane." And with that, I'm going to log back off and listen to y'all on Twitch.
Bye.
Alright.
Bye. Glad I
Bye,
could
Sonia.
be a part of it again.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
as your conversation finishes, I would like people to roll perception checks.
Oh boy. And I haven't opened my character sheet. Yay! Perception. And actually click on the right thing this time.
I was about to ask if Bolt should
Damn.
get involved, but with an at 20, we're fine.
Yeah. I see. You notice that for about a minute or so after Raven, Queen, and Holly leave, everyone is stood in place. Not just people, but drinks being poured have stopped in midair. Then just as suddenly as Holly appeared and disappeared, time starts flowing again.
Oh wow.
Creepy. But Squish didn't see that.
Sam's gonna pretty much just quickly say, "Well, she stopped all the time to talk to us." That's wow.
What?
I did notice it amongst the, other pressing matter of a god suddenly appearing before me. Woof!
Yeah, it was weird.
Well, to be fair, it's not the first time I've had to deal with a god.
Really?
I'm counting 5 so far.
Including what just happened?
Well, no, we've met the Raven Queen before, so...
Ah, so you've met 5 separate gods. Gotcha.
Yes, there's Raven Queen, Sakola, Lolf. Oh. We haven't met Bahamut yet, but we know he's looking out for us. And Asmodeus.
So that's a 5 to my 2. I have some catching up to do.
It's not a contest.
Hey, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I'm just trying to find some fun in it.
When a god approaches you, it's usually to be important. Usually of importance. They usually don't trouble themselves with the day-to-day activities of us mortals.
Too right. I didn't even know they made visitations till I met you guys. And now, so shortly after, had a visitation of my own. Crazy. You think they just make themselves known to people who already know they're here? I don't know. I'm speculating. It's one thing to believe in gods, but to really believe they're here, among us. Of course, now I know that's for certain, but...
You'd be surprised. Surprised how often they come among us.
Oh, believe me, I'm definitely surprised. So have we got, our drinks and our obnoxious breakfast yet?
Yeah, Beryl's brought through the breakfast for you.
So that scene in a lot of films where someone pours a glass of wine, then they put down the glass of wine and drink the bottle instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Storm's doing that with the pot of coffee. It's
Squish takes the cup.
In my case, it would be, okay, I need to.
Okay then. Just for argument's sake, Squish.
Yes.
I would like you to roll me a Constitution check, please.
Sure.
21.
Is Squish now vibrating in the chair?
No. It tastes bitter and strong, but it's quite nice.
This is actually quite nice.
Yeah, with 21, you're fine.
I see you've discovered the joys of coffee. Enjoy it while it lasts. You'll need more to get just a hint of that.
That sounds like skooma.
School what?
That was something I wasn't allowed.
Say my favorite.
Okay. Okay. Does scuba exist in this universe?
Probably not. This is just me breaking the fourth wall for the
Yeah,
sake of a joke.
yeah. But I bet
I
there's an
would
equivalent.
say there's an equivalent, but
Zood?
the name Skooma is probably very relative to the Squish was raised.
It's also copyright the Bethesda Corporation.
Yep. It was a fun sugar.
You know what? Fine. Is there like a nature check where I can figure out the actual in-universe equivalent to what Squish is referring to? For funsies.
I would say roll a medicine check for it.
Yeah. 21.
Let's see.
Squish
Yeah,
is
you're
the
familiar
figures
with
of all things.
you're familiar with a strange crystalline sugar known as the laughing dog.
Ah, skooma. Isn't that what they call the laughing dog? So we call it where I'm from.
Squish just blinks. It was the happy sugar.
Well, that stuff hits hard, but it sure is fun while it lasts.
I wasn't allowed it.
You can roll a history check if you want to call the happy dog.
Yes, because I want to have fun with this. Oh, come on!
1 second.
I demand a recount!
Well, I rolled a 2 on that, so you don't need to worry. You know that there's a popular saying that the laughing dog puts a roll on your knoll.
Well, they say the laughing dog puts the roll on your knoll. Never quite understood that phrase myself.
Why would you put a piece of bread on a roll's nose? That sounds like a good way to get hurt.
They're more likely to eat the roll, I assure you. They're hungry boys. So very hungry.
Anyway, let's continue on before this joke goes too far.
Mild 1,000-yard stare
Yeah.
from my bolt there.
Squish has gotten herself into a lot of trouble and she doesn't realize it.
Mm.
Why would she? She's a good mother.
You all demolish your breakfast. Anarchy, basically, will sit down hungrily. Jeremiah's kind of still not with it from last night, so he's being very quiet, very understated at the moment. He's basically hungover.
Aw, poor Jeremiah.
Saving me having to impersonate Kork as well.
Yep.
He can't be replaced.
Nope. I would say that like a bottle without a cork, we're unstoppable, but we very much are not. But yeah, you finish off your breakfasts and decide it's time to make your way to prepare for your journey to Chalza.
Like a bottle without a cork, we can't hold our liquor.
So, is there anywhere you wish to visit before you go?
Were we given like a dead set time?
Not really, just get your ass to Chalza, basically.
Draw us to jolt.
You would be told that the Admiral would be waiting for you with Lady Elizabeth at the docks. So,
Well, we do have a fair bit of money. Does anybody need anything?
I wouldn't mind some inks.
We can do that then.
I appreciate it, Squish.
There might not be a need to spend money on that.
I'm copying one of my spells. I require particular kinds of ink.
You may have a point there. I don't know if our storehouses have that kind of equipment. But it's possible.
Unless you happen to have a large contingency of wizards in your organization, I doubt it.
Seph, I get the feeling Ardeth's right, but I have to ask.
She's right, there's not many wizards in the Admiralty. A couple of sea sorcerers, but your organization is mostly melee fighters. Melee and ranged.
Fair enough, you have a point there. We're mostly melee boys. And girls, and everyone in between. I'm lucky to just have the few spells I do have. And I'm not quite sure how they came about. But if I can't procure magical inks and scrolls and the like, I could try to get us a fair few health potions if required. I can heal, but I'm no replacement for a cleric.
What do you mean replacing the cleric? No!
No!
Squish hugs
No!
Sam.
No!
No replacing of me.
Certainly not. But if I can try and procure us a few potions, I think that would be a good idea, no?
Yeah, it's always a good idea to have extra potions.
Indeed.
Above game though, does anybody want to try and buy new equipment? We have 3,000 gold.
Because Storm gave you all of his money.
Did we have that before?
We had how much did you give us? About 500 odd, was it?
I gave you 1,320 gold pieces.
Yeah, that brought us up to 2,710, and we had 4,400 silver pieces and 8,000 copper pieces. We also have a bunch of gems.
I believe I will require about 200 gold.
Squish blinks and then holds out the money pouch and trusts Ardeth to count out 200.
Ardeth counts out the 200 gold.
Okay.
So, Seph, I have a question regarding game mechanics.
Yeah.
I have a quiver of 20 arrows. Is 20 the absolute max I can have?
I'm willing to say you can carry about 40 in one quiver.
I thought as much. That's how I would have ruled it. There's 20, but you can cram in 20 more!
You got a fairly large quiver being a ranger, so...
Damn right.
Let's see. We still have about 60 portions of rations, 5 healing potions, 1 potion of greater healing. So, supply-wise, we should be okay, but I'm not going to object to us stocking up on some potions.
So, I'd like some more arrows.
Okay.
Ardeth would like more magic stuff. And I'm going to try and get us... Yeah. And I'm going to try and get us some potions. And I'm pretty content with my equipment for now. If I get beat up, that may change, but we'll see. Hey, I can't judge my equipment before I had one fight in this campaign, you know?
Sorry, I was laughing at what Dee said in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sam, is there anything you would like to buy for your character? New armor, new weapon, present for the wife?
I see.
We have lost Icy.
Oh.
Sorry.
No worries.
Is there anything you'd like to buy? His microphone hits him.
I just need to speak up.
Error.
Okay. Where's... I'll worry about that later. Crossbow bolts. I think I'm good on that because I usually try and recover them. And adamantine armor and that shield, so I'm pretty good on that. My crossbow, my bolts. Aside from potions, no, I'm good.
I just remembered something I do want. Seph,
Yep.
would the Admiralty stores have Alchemist Fire, or am I going to have to buy those?
You would probably be able to get they're only really requisitioned in large amounts.
Would
It's
that make it?
I don't know. You might be able to get some. Might be able to get some.
A sum, huh? It's a dangerous item to have, but if my plans work out, it'll be helpful. Actually, that leads me to another question. I have a wand of web, but I don't know if I've attuned to it yet, because I read after the session that you have to deliberately put effort into attuning, so I don't know if sleeping while drunk counts.
Yeah, you wouldn't
It
have.
requires you to sit for an hour and focus on it, so essentially the equivalent of a short rest. So you could do it on the ship.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, because I spoil you here. The Alchemist Fire is part of my plan with the web, but if Storm doesn't know it's a wand of web, unless you told him that, I don't know. I don't think so, because Squish can't attune to it, so... Because as I figure, once you're attuned to something, it's like, boom, you know how it works. Right?
I would say so. Yeah.
Right, so, can't do that. That would be metagaming. Sorry!
Well, I would assume your character knows what a web is, and the wand was identified last session, and we explained what it did. So.
Oh, good. Then yes, I could definitely do what I planned. Good, fantastic. Good, because then I'd like to get some of that.
Okay then. So Squish is happy enough to buy some potions.
Okay.
Just as many as we can get.
So you're going to make your way to a potion shop then?
Yep.
Okay, I shall have to put you in Central. You make your way out of the pub and cross the square to the little shop you visited last time. As you go in, the owner smiles and he goes, "Oh, I recognise you lot. How are you doing?"
We're doing okay.
Good to hear it, good to hear it. How can I help you?
We need the nice drinks that make us all better.
Potions. Well, you happen to be in luck this time. I've got about a case of 10 regular healing potions. Selling for about 250 gold.
Looks over to Storm and Ardeth. Is that good?
Leans in. For 10 healing potions, that's kind of a steal.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have the big ones too, or just the little ones?
Well, I can do you 4 of the greater healing potions for about, call it 200 as well.
Glances back over to Storm.
Just nods. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Although, Seph.
Yep.
Can I see the potions in question?
Greater healing potion, 1 second.
I wish to inspect them, if possible.
Yeah, sure. You can have a quick look. He kind of hands one of the greater potions to you.
Thank you. So, what do I roll?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh no!
Let's see. You really can't tell. It looks genuine.
All seems on the up and up here, to me.
Okay. So will we get them all?
Yes, we should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sam, help me count. And Squish gets Sam to help her count out the 450 gold.
1 gold. 2 gold. 3 gold. He didn't really do that, but he fucking could have.
No, it's 200 for the 4 greater healing potions.
Yeah, it was 250 for the other
And 250,
ones.
yeah.
450, yeah. So 450.
Okay.
And that is now 15 potions of healing. And 5 potions of greater healing we have. Does anybody want to take these into their inventory before I just throw them all in the shiny bag?
Yeah, split them amongst everyone else who's not a cleric.
Yeah,
Emergency healing.
Ardeth will take 2.
To the little ones or the big ones?
The little ones.
Okay. Storm?
Also,
Right, so, like, we had 10 healing potions and, like, was it 4 or 5 of the greater ones? I
4
forget.
greater, but I
4
already
greater.
had one, so we have 5 in total.
Okay, you know what, I'll take... Would anyone, like, be offended if I take 2 of the little ones and 1 of the big ones?
Go for
I
it.
don't want to be... Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, 2 little ones, 1 big one. Squish is going to swap out the potion in Midnight's barrel for a greater one.
okay.
Oh yeah, Kubar, as Midnight has a tiny, like, St. Bernard brandy barrel around his neck that he uses
Oh, perfect. Fantastic. I love it. Now he is the best.
He is.
Mhm.
We've used it once.
I'm sure it will come in handy when you need it the most.
Yep. And is there any other types of potions, or is it just the healing potions he has?
Bear me just 1 second. Just need to bring up the generator again.
Shopping episode.
Sorry about this.
No worries.
There we go. That's what we wanted. Trader. Afraid he does not.
Okay. Alright. We have plenty of rations. We have now plenty of potions to keep us going for a while. So unless anybody just wants some extra stuff, we're good to go. Oh, do you want to buy some extra arrows and shove them in the shiny bag?
I could just, like, requisition those. Requisition those. I mean, they're arrows. They're not exactly hard to come by.
True, but if we're in some island somewhere, it'll be nice to have a small store.
You know, that's a fair point.
Squish has a fistful of stones in there for her sling.
Very well. I will take, like, an extra 20 arrows just to have on standby.
There you are, sir. It's going to cost you about 2 gold for those.
No problem.
I will take that out of the party store, seeing as it is for the party.
Ardeth's, while you've been discussing this, Ardeth's bought her inks.
Okay, I already gave her the gold for that. So there's now 40 arrows And Squish has just basically a fistful of stones in there for her sling. She's been picking them up as she's been going along. Alright. Unless someone else has anything to do, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yep, let's head out.
Do you want to head straight to the ship, or do you want to go into...
I gotta try and requisition some alchemist fire.
Okay. You make your way out of the shop and back towards the aft castle. Since you were stormed, the guards just kind of wave you past.
Morning.
Morning. You make your way through the castle until eventually you make your way to the storeroom of the quartermaster. Rather surly looking one-eyed dwarf.
Oh boy.
Are you right there, Catman?
Aye. I'm as fine as I can be this fine morn. Yourself?
Been better. It's typical down there in the cellar, but, you know, can't complain. What can I help you with?
Hang on a second. My fellows, do we need to requisition more potions, or are we good for those?
Squish knows we have a lot.
Okay, so we could pass on the potions. I'd just like some a quiver of arrows, and some alchemist fire, if possible.
Alchemist's fire?
Yes.
Now, you know that's at your piggery, Cat.
Mm-hmm. But they might come in handy for the job we have ahead.
You watch as he kind of strokes his beard. How will you just roll a persuasion check?
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
Big money, no whammy, no whammy. Stop!
Persuasion!
Alright, I suppose you are looking after the girl, so give me a minute. Kind of watch as he jumps down off his little chair that he kind of has set up. Basically, he's on like a lectern, so he's trying to look. Basically, people have to look up to get anywhere with him. You watch him scurry off, kind of on a dodgy leg. You can actually hear the clumping of it because it's actually a wooden leg. A few minutes pass, and he comes back with a quiver of about 40 arrows, large box quiver.
Ooh.
And a small box with 4 flasks of alchemist fire.
Ooh, thank you, my friend. You spoil me.
Hey, well, didn't want to have to inventory for just one. Best to say that just one box was taken out.
Right, add that to my inventory.
Yeah,
Just
but
make sure you...
Your inventory or the shared inventory?
My inventory.
Okay.
Though I do technically have too many arrows, so add another 20 arrows to your inventory.
Okay.
So I'll max out my quiver at 40.
Now, just be careful of that stuff. Last thing you want is your deck to be burned away.
So there's now, what, 80 arrows in the shard?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, probably not. Probably a good thing not to put the alchemist fire in the shared bag where it squishes.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to say these are in... Basically, it's like a leather wrapping that you remove before you throw it. So it is cushioned, it's protected.
Well, at least if it explodes, the alchemist fire will remind me that I have one.
If it explodes, you'll take your leg off.
Yeah, I kind of need that. I'll be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you need legs. He kind of knocks on his one leg.
Oh.
I got it in a battle a long time before you were even born, kid.
Tom's 40 years old!
This dwarf is knocking on for 180.
Ooh. Well, I suppose plenty of people are like kids compared to you, huh?
You're right. I've been in the store for the best part of 100 years, and I don't see myself getting out of here anytime soon.
Sounds boring.
The job does tend to keep you trapped.
Aye, but someone's got to make sure people going out on your little joyrides on the ocean don't take the wrong stuff.
Here, here.
Yeah, actually, at this point, make sure to point at the very large canisters of alchemist's fire. Like I say, that stuff, that lot will send up a ship in about 5 seconds.
Why did I just now have that mental image from that bit from Game of Thrones where they just have the long hall of barrels of green fire?
I forget what that was called. What did they call it?
I
know what you mean.
actually can't remember what they called it. It was essentially Greek fire or alchemist fire, but
Yeah.
I don't remember what they called it in universe.
It definitely was.
Oh, but yeah, it's basically like that, but a bit more health and safety approved. Like, these are thick,
Wildfire.
very
they called it
heavy.
wildfire.
it's basically ironwood these barrels are made of. So yeah, this stuff will not blow up. Not unless you literally gotta put a lot of effort.
Challenge.
Yeah, you gotta put a lot of effort into blowing these things up. Well, is there anything else I can get you, son?
I believe I'm good, but if anyone else has any bright ideas all of a sudden? Nope,
I'm alright.
I take it by the silence, everyone is good.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
Fantastic. We're all done here. Thank you very much again, sir.
No problem, just be careful out there.
Hey, Squish, Squish, Squish.
Yeah.
I need to raid the bag.
What do you need?
Just a coin for this, like, kind gent's trouble.
Okay. And she lets you take some money. How much do you want to take?
You know what? I'll be nice. You know, fuck it. 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
Because I feel like it. Tabaxis are bad with money. I hope you're aware of that.
It's shiny, you just bat it around.
Yeah. So Storm would just like pass over the 5 golds, like, yeah, get yourself a couple of rounds on me. Or a couple hundred. It's hard to tell how far gold stretches sometimes.
Okay. The dwarf accepts the gold piece. He goes, tell you what, I'll buy myself a bowl of something nice with this. Consider that my present for helping you.
I was gonna make a joke, but
Yeah.
considering it's a one-legged dwarf, Squish would probably get punched, so she's not gonna do it.
You were about to make a legless joke, weren't you?
No, I was going to make something about the top shelf.
Ah, fair enough. You very quickly leave. It's clear that Squish is thinking of making a line.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't go down very well.
Well, seeing as how I sense doom upon the horizon if we don't leave quickly. Push.
Hey,
Come on, the Admiral is waiting.
I'm going.
You all make your way out through the side entrance onto the docks and begin to make your way back to where you moored. As you approach, you notice Admiral Hargreaves is stood there with Lady Elizabeth stood beside him.
Oh my god, does he just wait for us everywhere?
Well, you are meant to be... Well, we know this is your ship, and we know that you're supposed to be taking Lady
Oh god,
Elizabeth.
you hurt me!
I'm an elf here. These ears pick up a lot.
Hi, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Miss... Actually, I've never actually, you never actually introduced me with your surname.
Surname?
He kind of blinks for a second. He goes, I don't think it's entirely relevant. But yes, I'm leaving Lady Elizabeth in your capable hands. I hope that you'll return soon with good news.
Hopefully I will. Hopefully we do too.
Well, I wish you all luck out there, especially you, investigator.
Admiral?
Hargreaves nods, and Elizabeth is kind of stood there, clutching the doll.
So, I, as a player, know what's going on with Elizabeth. Storm doesn't.
No, you do not.
So, how do I even begin here? What role to try and figure out this conundrum?
You would have to roll me a medicine check.
I was thinking it might be there. Come
I'll say that
on.
this time Jeremiah has taken her by the arm and
Big
is guiding her
money.
towards the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, you're lucky. Yeah, you recognise that physically she's fine, but something isn't quite right. We'll explain once we get on board.
Fair enough. Figured you guys might have something to do with this.
We didn't cause it, if that's what you mean. We're trying to fix it.
No, I didn't mean to imply that.
Oh, good, because a lot of people just assume I'm the reason for things that are going wrong.
Okay, should mention that Adriana is with you as well.
Oh.
So, will we be visiting my father first?
It's probably the best idea. Get you back to him as quickly as possible for...
Unless you want to try
God forbid something else happens.
pull it off, but that's up to you.
Well, if you're heading to Chelsea, it's along the way, so...
Okay. Like I say, if you're ready, we'll take you there.
Adriana nods. She gives a very little smile, then walks up the plank and seems to vanish as she steps up onto the deck.
Wait,
Yeah.
did she just vanish?
Yeah.
Storm doesn't know about that either.
No, Storm doesn't know about this ship.
Storm just raises his finger to object and is like, oh, okay, more craziness.
Oh, yeah, our ship does that. You'll like it.
Your shit.
Just roll with it. It's better for your sanity if you just roll with it.
I met a god this morning. I'm rolling with a lot of things right now.
Yeah. God, that was weird.
But on the plus side, at least I'm not crazy. So, silver lining. Alright, shall we?
Yeah.
You just have to bear just 1 moment. We'll sort this out.
Squish and Midnight trot up the gangplank and disappear.
Ooh, come on. We'll take you on board. You watch as Jeremiah escorts Elizabeth up onto the deck and also vanishes.
I'm gonna be the last one coming on.
Well, Sammy's not come on board yet, so...
Sam's on board.
Okay.
He makes his way on board.
I guess that leaves me.
Sam pokes his head out of the veil. You coming or what?
Oh! Jesus, just trying to make it a bit dramatic, but okay.
I see
Hey.
you to it.
Alright, crossing the threshold!
You make your way up the gangplank, and suddenly, as soon as you step foot onto the deck, it feels metallic beneath your feet.
What?
Don't worry, it only hurts excruciatingly for a minute.
And as you step into the ship, you suddenly realise you're below decks. And we should all be on the ship map.
Well, okay. Wasn't expecting that. First there was the metal, then there was the fact there was no sky above me. This is new.
Yes, this is the Ark.
The Ark. Never heard of such a thing.
My people created it.
Huh.
Is that just a big old pile of gold just in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, that's the ship's vault. It's inside a room. But I've not put any dynamic lighting or any dynamic or anything on it, so...
Then Midnight doesn't make a beeline for it to doze on it.
No.
Scrooge McDuck dive into it.
And I should probably get Holly out there.
Oh god, I could have swore I saw Holly again.
Well, it's like she said, she's always with us, always watching.
Anarchy's already gone off.
Pesky, always watching.
Yeah, Anarchy's already gone off to tell Ark where they need to go. And you feel a slight lurch as the ship begins to move.
Wee.
Don't you need a helmsman for this?
Yeah, that's Ark. Ark does that. That's really cool.
Wait, so this is the Ark,
Yeah.
and the helmsman is Ark.
Yeah.
Is the ship sentient?
Kinda.
Hmm.
What does sentient mean?
It thinks, it feels,
Alive.
it can make decisions. Basically alive, like you or me.
Yes, it does that.
Oh.
Yeah, what Sammy said.
It takes a few... just gonna double check. Are we on the map screen? Yes, we are. Ark begins to make its way to the southeast, heading towards the cliffs. It's going to take about 2 hours to get to where you need to get to.
I assume Storm is going to spend some of this time attuning to his new wand.
Yeah. And also
So-
being a dork and like tapping, like patting the hull of the Ark and just saying, "Oh, nice to meet you, Ark. May you carry us safely on this journey."
Just need to give me one moment because I've put some of these on the wrong layer.
Gasp. The DM being unprepared? How unheard of.
Never. Never. It's everybody else that's
It's not a
unprepared.
case of being unprepared. It's a case of being a derf and putting it on the wrong layer.
Well, to be fair,
I know
lost a
that
map
pain.
on Sunday, so... Literally lost a map.
Okay, I'll pop you back there. Like I say, it's going to take about 2 hours to get to where you need to get to. So, anything anyone wants to do?
Sam's
You-
just sitting back.
So you do watch as Ardeth sits at the dining table and starts copying a spell from her spellbook to her more recent one.
Okay, so Storm was a dork and talked to the ship. He's attuned to his wand of web, so that's good. That took an hour, so he's preoccupied. But there is 1 hour left of free time.
Yeah.
I
Just
assume
see
we
the
all know the layout of the ship by now.
Yeah, you're fairly familiar with it.
I can just imagine Storm sitting there intently, holding the wand, just intently staring at it.
Reveal your secrets. Oh, I see. That's how webs work.
Let me out! Ah!
I'd say about halfway. I'd say about 5 minutes after you set off, Anarchy came back to the dining table and just kind of half fell. Just kind of lay her face down and just fell asleep.
Oh. I'm guessing she didn't sleep too well last night, huh?
Yeah, I think she read a scary book.
Oh, what book would that be?
Fairy tales. She ended up clambering him with me at midnight.
What kind of fairy tales?
Something called Grimm's fairy tales, I believe.
Hmm.
Something about a big bad wolf and all. I don't know. I never read it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't read it either.
Well, may I? You got to check these books for children. You never know what might be in them.
Jeez.
And something about a witch attempting to cook children, and the children turning and throwing the witch into the cauldron.
Yeah, see,
instead.
this doesn't sound like a fairy tale. This sounds like a reference book.
And something about 3 little pigs and a wolf blowing down their house. It's weird.
I would say we'd all be familiar with these kids' tales, to be honest.
Yeah, it's your very bog standard kids book.
She should really be reading Granny Z at her age.
No, that's in my bag. Again, I apologise to Cork for the terrible impression.
Squish pulls out her book, which is a kid's picture book, Norbert the Beholder. I have this one.
That!
That she technically stole from Elizabeth's home.
It wasn't Elizabeth's home.
Or in the Crawford Manor.
Crowley.
Crowley, even.
Well, while Anarchy is sleeping, and since you brought it up, I think there is something you all should be made aware of, if you're not aware of it already.
Oh?
Well, I managed to put 2 and 2 together and know that you've all had dealings with the Mistress before. And that she seems to have favor with Anarchy, Anarchy specifically.
Yeah. Anarchy and the Mistress is like you and Bolt.
Really?
Yeah.
So, the Mistress takes care of Anarchy, like family.
Yeah.
We really do all have a lot in common.
This is how adoption works. You just take a kid, say it's yours, and that's it.
Seph,
Yep.
I presume there's an actual legal process towards adoption in this universe.
Not
Oh,
really.
So it is actually as simple as that.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be a non-technological time, except for what we're in right now. So
That's how Squish got her son. That's how Storm got
And
his son.
even then, the 4 claim was invented by Felix, Dingo Doodle's boyfriend. Yeah, these guys are ancient Magi Tech people, so they're not homebrew, they're not official, and I certainly as hell didn't create them.
Okay, digressing.
So, yeah. She.
The Mistress wants Anarchy to meet with a being known as Repente. Don't know if any of you are familiar with the name. Your silence speaks volumes.
Was that something you've heard before?
No, it's nothing you've heard before.
Okay.
Okay, the silence
Nothing
speaks
Squish would
volumes.
have overheard in the monastery?
No.
Okay.
But it's something you should know. Repente, and he points to the picture book, is a beholder.
That sounds adorable.
Okay, Seph, we established that Storm knows what a beholder is.
Yep.
How much does he know about beholders?
Roll me a history check.
Please know a lot, Storm. Please know a lot. Damn it!
that's not
Picture
bad.
Squish has their this little googly-eyed little fluff balls.
You know that they are extremely deadly, many-eyed meatballs of anxiety issues.
Well, regardless of how they may appear, they are huge, they have many eyes, and many, many, many issues to go along with them. If you think you have issues, or I have issues, or Ardeth has issues, it's probably nowhere near amount of the issues that the beholder has. Therefore, I recommend, when we inevitably confront this guy, we try not to agitate him. They have so many tricks up their sleeve. You have no idea.
But Norbert doesn't have sleeves. Squish points to her book.
Duly noted, but I bet if he wanted them, he could get them. Would you trust a being with that much power?
I'm just going to say this now. I really didn't have a chance to get any artwork ready because my shoulder's knackered today.
No worries, mate.
No problem.
I wish I could show you the artwork for this build.
We'll get to him eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The voyage continues onward until eventually you get close to the cliffs. And it's going to very quickly move us onto the map so we can see where you are. You realise that the cliffs are in very close view of Gale Bay. It's about an hour or so sail south from Gale Bay. And you make your way towards the back entrance where Shelltooth brought you to this place for the first time. As you approach, you notice Hullcutter is waiting. You pull up and make your way out of the ark. It's about time you got here.
Hi.
I will take you straight up to the temple. He leads you up a small stone staircase as the party makes its way up through the back entrance you came through the first time. And eventually are brought to the sacrificial area.
It's so cool that they're so nice to us even after we killed a bunch of their worshippers in their home.
Well, you're working for their god right now, so...
It's one of those things, they could get killed if they kill you, so...
Yeah.
So for someone who wasn't here for this, the impression I get is that we're in a big old temple that's just out in the middle of the sea.
Pretty much.
You make your way through the... You notice that you docked at the foot of some cliffs. Inside the cliffs is a large secluded lake. It's not visible from the outside, but there's that many underwater tunnels and caves that Saugin could come and go as he please. You watch as Hullcutter gently removes what appears to be a string of skulls. I will summon the Great One. And he makes his way to the edge before muttering a quick prayer in Aquan and throwing the skulls into the lake.
Seph,
Yep.
Yes,
Storm understands Aquan because he knows Primordial.
It's generally just a prayer to Sokola to come and greet his followers.
Penny Serpent, wake up! Time to get up!
Essentially, yeah.
Come out to play!
As I will say, as he's doing that, Sammy's gonna go ahead and get on one knee and bow his head.
A minute or two passes before you can... I'd like to roll perception checks, please.
Perception.
Oh, this is an interesting tile.
Yeah, you can hear the water spinning before suddenly becoming as still as glass. And then you watch as over the lip of the stone circle you're stood on pokes a head. It looks very familiar. And I'm just going to get the thing up again, so 1 second, please. No, That's the wrong one. Where the hell did I put it? There it is. As the head rises, you recognize Secola's manifestation.
Storm sure as hell doesn't.
Yeah, Storm doesn't. Everyone else does.
Just deadpan. It's like, okay, 3 gods now.
Adriana. You just watch as Secola starts speaking in Aquan. Adriana's replying. Storm, all you can really get from this is that he's very happy to see she's safe. And he kind of motions for her to dive into the water. You watch as she starts to step forward. And as she reaches the edge, she does a very graceful dive. But before she does, she says, "Oh, thank you everyone for what you've done."
Stay safe.
I will.
You know, we
You
probably
watch
should
as
have got her something nicer than that Poseidon sack to wear.
You watch as she dives and vanishes. Secola turns to look at you all. You came to my temple to bring peace. You may go and inform your leaders that the ships will no longer be attacked.
Thanks.
Now go. You have other duties to complete.
Yes, with haste.
Secola coils back down beneath the waves, and Hulkotter turns to you all. I will not detain you, fam. And starts leading you back down to the ship. You all get aboard, and Anarchy goes, actually, Storm, you've never actually seen, you're still new to Ark, so you've never actually been in the chamber, have you?
No.
Are you going to follow Anarchy into the chamber?
Hell yes.
Is anyone else going to come with him?
Sure.
I'm
Okay,
a
just
goofy
one,
tabaxi. We're curious motherfuckers.
just give me one moment to set up the music.
Especially since never seen a ship like this. Ever.
You make your way into the chamber with Anarchy, and as you enter, you realise the entire room is basically made of crystal.
Whoa. There are no words.
I see we have a new crew member, Captain.
Yes, I guess this will be Ark. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Storm upon the Sea.
You watch as a light blue, transparent elf appears before you.
Ooh.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Storm upon the Sea. I am Ark.
And this is my friend Bolt. He'll be serving with us too. I presume you served these fine fellows well.
Indeed, Captain Anarchy has been very kind. Indeed, as have her companions.
I'm not surprised that Anarchy is the captain. She's such a force of personality.
She was most insistent.
It's a trait that will serve her well in the years to come.
Yeah. So, we're going to go to a place called Chaltsa. It's kind of to the southeast of here. Do you know the biggest town? Because Missy's supposed to be there, but I really need to go meet her. And can you take us there? Yes, Captain. I will take you to the largest town on the island. Is there anything else I can assist you all with?
I just wanted to introduce you to Storm.
Again, it is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Storm.
Yes, forgive me. It's been a rather overwhelming day. 2 gods, and now this, and you.
I am merely a... I suppose the correct term would be synthetic soul.
That's neither here nor there. You're a soul nonetheless, and you're as much a part of this crew as the rest of us. Schmaltzy tabaxi nonsense as that
Well,
might be.
technically speaking, I am not part of a crew because I am the ship.
Well, you serve us, and we'll serve you.
Then I am most grateful.
Anything you need, let us know.
I shall do so.
Hmm.
In the meantime, please enjoy the remainder of the voyage. It will take approximately 2 further hours to reach our destination. As he says that, you watch as Ark's avatar fades away. And you're back on the ship.
Oop, there we are.
Anarchy has gone back to lying face down on the table.
Well, Sekola, huh?
Yes, he was the first god we encountered.
A rather imposing visage. I mean, the Raven Queen was imposing too, but not intentionally so. Whereas Sekola very much gave me the impression that, oh yeah, that's how he wanted to be seen.
Well, he is an evil god, so
Evil.
it does sort of come with the territory.
And yet an evil god can clearly love his daughter very much.
I would say most families are able to do that.
In an ideal world, you're right. And I hope
Well, I think I
in an
filled you.
ideal world.
Well, I think I filled you in exactly what happened to me. So,
Sorry, Seph, I didn't quite catch
okay. She just goes, "Well, I think I've already explained to you what happened in my case."
Hate to be a bother, but give me the abridged version, Seph. I was listening, but
She just explained that she had explained to you that the Arcadians had basically cloned her sister and used her as a weapon. But she's not actually gone into the full detail.
Well, you didn't give me all the facts, but I remember stuff about your sister being cloned and potentially, I believe, being used against you. So that can't have been pleasant. So
Yes.
a broken family.
We were broken thousands of years ago. The Arcadians have cloned not only my sister, but my companions from back in the day.
With similar ends in mind.
Precisely. Using them as some sort of shock troops, I suppose.
That's disgusting. There's
It-
no other way to put it.
Given my people, I'm not surprised. Welcome back, Jurnis.
Yeah, sorry about that. Go on. I'm not interrupting.
It happens. Don't worry.
Yeah. Given my people, I'm not surprised. We were more concerned with advancing our knowledge than keeping an eye on our ethics.
And I bet it all started with good intentions, yes?
I honestly can't say, but 1,000 years before I was born.
Hmm.
And I'm at least 3,000 years old, technically.
Our lives are much like a blink of the eye to you, huh?
To be fair, most of that time was spent frozen.
Hmm. Why? Why you live if only to put yourself on ice? What?
It was part of my sentence.
Oh, yes, you mentioned.
Turns out that when you become a infamous mass murderer, but still useful, they find it much better to just erase personality that calls you to be a danger.
And do you still feel like you're a danger now?
Let's just say that the Arcadians do. They're very keen to get hold of some of my flesh. However, thanks to our friend in Gale Bay, I acquired this again. Which kind of holds up the old spellbook. I still need to ascertain how many of these are still useful to our situation. But I've already copied down one which would be very, very useful.
Glad to hear it. Put that to use defending yourself and others. And I don't know much of the specifics, since I didn't even know what you were till a day ago. But I'm not keen on letting these Arcadians get you. Because regardless of how your history might have been, I see you here with a goblin mother, her dragon son, a newlywed kobold, and this goofy guy here. So I don't think it could be all that bad. And we can't forget Captain Anarchy.
I will be honest, I have been alone for a very, very long time. For the first time in thousands of years, I have people worth protecting.
You know, it's like I said, a blink of an eye compared to how long you've probably been alone, but I really know where you're coming from there. So I'm glad to have people to protect too. I've literally only known you all for like a couple of days. We are stupidly sentimental people. Tabaxi.
I'm afraid I've not come across any of your kind before. At least not that I can remember.
Now, I believe you said, Seph, that Tabaxi generally hail from Chaltza, yeah?
Yes, but she's not from Chaltza.
I know. I'm just asking for confirmation.
Yeah.
Well, when we make port in Chaltza, you're going to get quite the education.
I look forward to it.
I wish I was. I don't know what I'm going to see when I get back there. I'm hoping it's good.
Well, hopefully it'll be what we require. And I'm just gonna start moving the ship. Ark spend the next few hours making his way towards the southern tip of Chaltza. Making his way to Chaltza City, the capital of Chaltza.
Ooh.
As you approach, Ark is able to project a view for you all in the dining room. You can see the town, its wooden buildings. It's a bit of a mix of wooden and stone. Very eclectic. It's a very nice looking place. Tropical paradise. You watch as this great bridge in the middle lifts up, allowing Ark's galleon form to slip through, and eventually docks just here.
I'm guessing the place has definitely gotten bigger since the last time I was here.
It's still about the same size, but it's much busier at the moment.
Hmm.
You can see it's incredibly busy.
Well, it looks about the same, but there's a lot more people here. That doesn't surprise me at all, actually.
Roll me a history check, please.
Ooh, finally.
22. Yeah, you know that it's nearly the biggest holiday of the year for the Church of Radiant Abomination.
Oh,
Actually, it's happening in the next couple of days, and a lot of people tend to come to visit to see it.
well, we've come at the right time for some festivities once our job is done. Or jobs, as they stand. Well, sorry, I dropped something.
Was it the
So,
blood thread?
Hmm?
Sorry.
So, any specifics on the holiday in question?
You know that this is the anniversary of the day the island appeared in the Maelstrom Islands. It's said that it took 10 heroic wizards hours to cast a spell which teleported Chaltza from the coast of Chult, saving the last few survivors of the Church of a Radiant Abomination.
Wow.
So wait, hang on. They literally pulled a Kyoshi from Avatar where they split from the mainland and took the island elsewhere?
Sounds like it.
Pretty much. I mean, it was already an island before, but
Let's take the island and put it somewhere else.
you also know that it's, as well as celebrating the safety of the survivors, it's also commemorating the 10 wizards who were put under so much strain the spell killed them.
Hmm.
So there's a little bit of sadness to the festivities, but generally it's regarded as a happy time.
Okay, to speed things up, I'm just going to say that I conveyed as such, so everyone's in the know. If speeding things up like that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I would say Midnight's doing that thing, like the dog hanging out the window, like taking in all the smells. Like, and Squish is right beside him doing the exact same thing.
I'd say you have to go up onto the deck to do that.
Oh yeah, we're totally
There's
doing
no
that.
portholes. Yeah, you go upstairs onto the deck, you notice the ballista tower in the middle. You notice the strange mechanical devices hanging off the sides of the ship. But on the outside, it just looks like a normal galleon.
This place smells weird. I love it.
You can smell a lot of spices, very sweet scents in the air. It's basically like the market in Ramar, but 1,000 times more intense.
Oh dear.
Gonna say, Storm, you'd be used to it.
Would I? Would I after 20 years of not being here?
I'd say, relatively speaking, you're used to it.
And again, Flub, 15 years. I've been in Central for 15 years. Bolt is 20 years old. Jesus. Alrighty. So, Storm, below the decks, reluctant, hesitantly, heads above deck, and looks over a familiar sight with a lot more people.
Storm, as you step onto the deck, you notice the machinery. The automated ballista tower in the centre, these strange things hanging off the side. You don't know what the hell they do, but I would assume you're impressed.
Yeah, well, that's new. Shiny, big, imposing, and new. I wonder what necessitated that installation.
As you look over the dock, you can see the familiar houses, multiple-story, bamboo-framed, scaffolded sort of houses, stone on the first floor. It's a nice enough town. And at the centre, you can see the large tower that acts as the administrative centre of the town. I think we'll keep this music on because it's nice and relaxing.
I am afraid I cannot hear any music.
Can you?
Yeah, same.
Oh no, the curse of Roll20.
Oh.
I, for once, can actually hear the music.
Hang on a second. No.
There it is.
There we go.
And now it's gone. There it is again.
Yeah, 'cause I'm just turning it back on.
Nope.
That's strange. Well, it's definitely playing. And nudge up a little. There we go.
Yeah, it's probably just not coming through on my end.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what's next plan of action?
Well, I suppose our first port of call is to escort the Lady Elizabeth to the Temple of the Radiant Abomination. It wouldn't do to, like, keep Lord... fuck, I've forgotten his name.
Lanchester.
Thank you, Lord Lanchester waiting.
Well, first we need to find... You'll say Ardeth come up to join you on deck as well. Well, first things first, we need to find the temple. We can't just go running out and... Well...
I mean, Seph, I used to live here. Not in the Chult City specifically, but... Sorry, Chult Zur City.
Roll for history.
But I was here.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
All you really know is the temple is at the top of a mountain in the centre of the island.
Well, it's been a while, so memory's kind of fuzzy, but I do remember that the temple is atop the mountain in the centre of the island, so definitely not straight in town.
I think it would probably be best if we gather information before we make our move towards it.
Well, that would probably be a point of call for the administration centre then. Now that I'm sure I remember.
Well, there are other places we can try for information.
What do you have in mind? Aside from
Well,
the tavern, because that's obvious.
Anarchy said that the Mistress would be here.
Did she?
Yeah, Miss Missy should be here somewhere.
Yep. I shall leave it to Jurnis to do Anarchy's voice in future.
Yeah!
That
'cause
was
I can
like...
do this.
Ardeth kind of just... She's kind of got that stroking her chin going on. The Mistress has lived a very, very long time. Longer than I have. Chances are she would know more about this island.
Well, that's a fair point, but do you know where she is?
I have a suspicion. Anarchy, you said that the Mistress comes here every year.
Yeah, she totally said that.
I'm just going to whisper to Jurnis where the Mistress is actually staying. So just 1 second.
Bye, Lara.
And here I was going to use my watch's eye feet. Oh well. Soon.
Meanwhile, Squish and Midnight are still just... Miss Missy likes to stay in a place called the Golden Sands. It's a weird name. Is there sand anywhere?
Well, there is along the coastline, I assure you. Where I used to live was right by the sand.
Storm, can you roll me a history check, please?
Hell yeah.
You know exactly where the Golden Sands is. It is probably the most affluent hotel in the city.
Oh. I can't say I'm surprised she'd be at the Golden Sands. It's the most hoity-toity, upright place in town. Could never afford it before. Not on my wage.
Most buildings are upright. That's why they're buildings.
It's for very, very rich people, Squish.
Oh. So what, they have like 2 fistfuls of gold?
Probably more than that.
You are aware of who the Mistress is, aren't you?
Is that the red moi?
Squish met her briefly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the nice lady who said Anarchy could come with us.
Let's just say that the amount of gold she owns would probably fill this ship 6 times over.
Like giant Puss in Boots eyes, just like, whoa.
Yes, she's very, very, very rich.
Oh,
I'd like-
Bentley, we'd love to play in that.
It's just kind of got like the shark eyes, just like.
I'd like to insight Squish, if that's possible.
Yep.
I suspect that she intends at some point to make off with the mistress's riches, which is not a good idea.
It would be nigh on impossible, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's Squish. She might not even like conceive of how much gold that is.
Squish's mind is just blown that that amount of gold exists.
Just, oh god. Does anyone remember the Futurama episode,
Yeah,
where Fry got rich?
yeah, that's basically the level of wealth we're talking here. She's.
I was more
Ridiculous.
referencing Bender trying to shoplift all that stuff and just this giant sweater just.
Yeah, make no mistake, the Mistress is exceedingly rich, given what her profession is.
Minnie, that's more money than your uncle.
Midnight's just nodding his head ridiculously fast.
Oh.
You see Squish is pulling just a separate bag out of her clothes and just opens it up and looks in. Just, it's okay, Minnie. We're making a start.
He seems happy.
Yeah. It's Squish's own personal money that is technically her and Squish's hoard. Or her and Midnight's hoard.
I take it then, Storm, that you know the way.
Oh yes. Walked past it and envied it many a time. Especially the young fellows. Memories.
Well, we should probably make our way there.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way back down below decks. Jeremiah agrees to stay behind, keep an eye on Miss Elizabeth while you go meet with the Mistress.
Now, I forgot to ask, but I'll ask now. So Storm knows of the Mistress. How much does he know of the Mistress?
Roll me a history check.
Please be good. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Average.
All you really know for certain is that she's someone not to be messed with. Everyone on the Scorpion Coast and Maelstrom Islands knows if you mess with her, you won't survive.
Mm-hmm.
And she will do the job herself.
Mm-hmm.
She is dangerous,
Yeah.
but polite.
She said Medi was cute. I like her.
Well, yes, but it still doesn't mean you want to, like, risk taking her vast riches or get on her wrong side in any shape or form, because she will book you a once-in-a-lifetime appointment with the Raven Queen, and she'll do it politely.
Why are you assuming I'm gonna steal from her? Is it because I'm a goblin?
No,
That's not cool.
no, it's because you want to provide for your son.
Yeah, but if I steal again, Holly will be mad.
Well, good. Look, I get it. Midi's a dragon. You want to provide for him. But there are better ways to build a horde than stealing from the richest and probably most powerful person in the Maelstrom Islands and the Scorpion Coast. I speak only out of concern.
You're still hung up on the idea that I was planning on stealing in the first place.
Storm doesn't know how to back out of this one.
Just basically like, hey, don't be a thief. Why would you assume I'm a thief? Is it because I'm a goblin?
If it makes you feel any better, Tabaxi offered a soon-to-be Filches too. Oh, God. Right, moving on.
Yes, Squish does want to learn that. Also, you're aware you were whispering those to Specky, right?
I did not. I thought it was going to you.
For some reason, it showed up on Specky's as well.
No, I'm putting whisper to Squish, so not quite sure what's going on there.
Ooh, secrets.
You all make your way off Arc. I would like to roll me a bigger history check.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, come on.
I'm going to let you have an advantage because you know this place fairly well. It's changed, but it's not changed all that much. You remember that the Golden Sands Hotel is just here. And it takes you about an hour or so to make your way across town. You make your way over the small bridges on the small canals before you find yourself outside the rather ornate marble facing of the Golden Sands Hotel. And for argument's sake, I'm using the same illustrations of the City Tavern, so I'm going to put on the electric music.
Just saying, before we head in, are there any pretty girls, Seph?
Yeah, you see a hot tabaxi in the
yeah,
corner,
you can see there are plenty of people on the beach. There's a couple of... You happen to notice a particularly rather attractive red-skinned tiefling sort of playing around with a ball.
Ah, some things never change.
And next I'll sing Wonderwall.
Outside of it, yeah.
And that is why Storm and his chums hung out at this hotel they could never ever afford. The pretty ladies.
Yeah, the beach is literally blanketed with people. There's some families, people on their own, but yeah, it's basically a massive holiday resort.
Squish and Midnight is just like kids in a new location.
Business first, then play.
Yeah.
As you make your way towards the entrance, a particularly large bugbear wearing a tuxedo steps forward and goes, "Hold it, are you mobilist?"
Well, maybe our Miss Anarchy is on the list.
We're
Miss,
here to see Miss Missy. She's
And-
expecting us.
Miss Anarchy, let me just see. Kind of takes out a little pocket book, puts on this very small pair of pants and glasses, flicks through it. Oh, yes, Miss Anarchy. Yes, the mistress is waiting for you in her suite.
Yeah, it's Captain Anarchy.
He kind of steps to one side and basically does like a slight bow to show you for waiting.
Yeah.
You make your way inside. You ask at reception where the mistress's suite is. It's top floor. It's basically the top floor of this 8th floor building.
Penthouse.
Yep.
Man,
You
Storm
are-
is just taking this in because he's never actually been in here before. Always looking at the outside.
Yeah, it is lavish. Very, very lavish. As you make your way upstairs, you find yourself just outside the private door.
I assume Anarchy just knocks and is like, oh, Miss Missy!
Mm-hmm.
Here, the door opens to a rather slender-looking tiefling woman. Oh, Miss Anarchy, yes. We didn't expect you to arrive here so soon. Please, come in.
I assume we all head in.
We head in, yeah.
You make your way inside to the lavishly decorated room, for lack of a better word. It's basically like a small large reception area. You can see a doorway leading into a bedroom. There's a bathroom on the other side. Yeah, this is lap of luxury. I shall go inform the mistress that you have arrived. So, what do you want to do?
Squish scans the room.
Yeah, so
Roll me perception checks.
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that the mistress hasn't unpacked yet. But yeah, this room is kept.
Seph?
It's kept cut out.
Uh-oh.
Hi, kitten.
Hello. So,
Hello.
Hey, you're back.
now my headset decided to balk for a second. Yeah, you can tell that this room is kept immaculate for whoever their richest guest happens to be at the time. And it's usually the mistress.
Nothing
feel like-
small and palm sized that looks particularly valuable.
Roll me a history check.
History. Okay. Gee, I need my mouse. Thank you.
Yeah, you know better. A few minutes pass before eventually the door to the bedroom opens and the mistress strides out. She's basically not long since arrived. She's still not had a chance to get changed, but she still looks resplendent. Ah, it is wonderful to see you all again, including you, my dear Anarchy.
Miss Missy!
The mistress allows Anarchy to hug her.
Aw.
And are you having fun, my dear?
I'm having the greatest time. We've seen so many things. We saw dragons. I killed a bunch of spiders. It was awesome.
I am so glad to see you putting the skills I taught you to such good use, my dear.
Yeah, they didn't even know I was there.
I'm so proud of you. So, I take it that you have other reasons for visiting besides pleasure? she kind of says that to the rest of the party.
Dawn just looks at Ardeth. It's like, well, you brought us here.
Uh,
Hi, Grandma.
well, speak up. You need not stand on ceremony.
Squish immediately backs up a step and looks down at her feet. What? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. It's a turn of phrase.
Huh?
And I
Oh,
do not...
right, one of those things.
At this point, the Mistress gives Storm a very hard stare.
Oh boy.
And I do not believe you were amongst the group when they left Ramah.
No, I'm a new addition to the crew, adopted by young Anarchy herself. I'm Storm upon the sea, Mistress.
You just can feel her gaze on you.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it in real life, believe me.
Yeah, she is really sizing you up. You are an investigator.
A keen eye. Yes, you're quite correct. I'm an investigator for the Admiralty. I've been assigned to protect Anarchy and her compatriots.
Well, I suppose if you are assigned to protect them, then I can trust you.
Of course. And believe me, it's not just business. I'm quite fond of young Anarchy. In the short time I've known her, she's a real joy to be with.
I'm glad to hear it.
Someone to be
Anarchy is more precious to me than all the Ventralian Empire.
Aw, Miss Missy!
If something were to happen to her, well, I've killed gods before. Let that be the sole warning.
Considering I've met two today, I've yes, received loud and clear.
Come, let us enjoy a little snack. She indicates for you to sit on the small sofa area. She sits in a large chair arranged at the head of this small coffee table facing out towards the sea. She's got like a balcony, French windows, the whole... Basically, she's got the best view of the place. Anarchy kind of... As she would usually just kind of sits on the arm of a chair. It's a chair big enough for someone to sit on the arm of it comfortably. Now then, as I said, you are not here just for pleasure. Please,
Yeah,
enlighten me.
Sammy, you want to take this one?
Hmm?
You want to take this one?
Sorry,
I think he was thinking of his lazy love. I think Sammy was thinking of his lady love.
As you're speaking, the tiefling woman has brought some... She's basically brought like a little tray of cake. Various sweetmeats. A couple of glasses of some kind of strange gold-coloured liqueur. Like, it's the same... It looks like gold paint, basically.
Well, okay, sorry. My monitor just cut out for like a second. I was like, what? Why?
That's not
He
good.
just couldn't handle the splendor of those cakes.
You watch as the Mistress takes one of the small cakes and delicately bites into it.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up my hands and admit I legit can't remember why we're here to see Miss Missy.
You were wanting to get to the temple of the Raging Abomination.
Oh yeah, it.
Oh, yeah. For the soul thing, right? Okay.
I have to apologize. I completely forgot about it too.
Yeah, same.
That's why none of us were speaking. None of us remembered.
To be honest, it works with how people tend to be in the mistress's presence, so...
Squish is distracted by looking at the yummy treats and wondering whether it's appropriate for her to take some. But, yeah.
My dear Squish, take as many as you wish.
She politely takes a few and then hands them off to Midnight. Okay. So, we're supposed to ask you nicely about going to the temple of the reactive Wait, what is it?
The Radiant Abomination.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I need to know what people's passive perceptions are.
12.
16.
Midnight's is 14.
And just in case it's relevant, Bolt's is 15.
Sammy's is 12.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Mr. Investigator.
Yes, but you did not tell me why you need to go there.
Well, we have a friend whose soul kind of got switched into another's body, and we're trying to find a way to switch it back.
I was going to say this, you immediately notice the mistress's eyebrows shoot up at that. A soul transfer, you say?
Yeah. I don't really understand it. Holly understood it better than me, but she had other things she had to attend to.
Yes, I am familiar with her frequent sabbaticals. I have no doubt that the High Priest of the Church will be able to help you. It was never a technique I was able to learn.
Is there any point me trying to incite the mistress at that?
You can try.
Here we
Squish
go.
is also going to.
I bet her stats are crazy. Oh, not bad.
I would say, yes, she is more than aware of how to transfer a soul, but it's not something she's able to do herself. But yes, I have a few things I need to take care of before I go up there myself. No doubt you will be making your way there before I am able to, so I shall probably meet you all there. You watch as she gets up, goes over to a makeshift... It's basically a small table with what appears to be a writing cabinet placed on it, a small writing cabinet. She opens it up, very quickly writes something down, places it inside an envelope and seals it. I have not had to make a note such as this for quite a long time, but doubtless he will accept it if you present it to him. The trick, of course, is presenting it to him.
The trick?
Why?
He does not like meeting visitors. A difficult man to reach,
Indeed.
huh?
Indeed, he only accepts my presence because we are very old friends. If friends is the correct word for someone who, well, let's just say he always expected a knife to his throat as he slept.
Wait.
And I always expected to receive a fireball to the face.
Sounds like siblings.
Oh, we were siblings The great... I'm reminiscing too much. But no. Merely ask to see their leader, and you'll be told what you will need to do. Once you get there, you present him with this letter. I will probably be arriving not long after. But first, you must find his representative here in Chatsa City. I take it, Mr. Storm, that you are familiar with this city, yes?
Yes. I grew up nearby, and I visited many times in my youth.
Familiar with...
Sorry, Seph, you cut out, buddy.
Yeah.
Familiar with... Yeah. At least familiar with Mr. Repente, correct?
Well, it's a name I've heard, certainly. And I know that he is... well, he's a Xanathar, a beholder.
Xanathar is more a term... a title.
Oh, yes, I'm quite aware of that.
It is similar to Xanathar, but he is not the one that... But
I get
yes,
you, yes.
then you are familiar with the Serpent's Eye Corner Club.
Oh, am I, Seph?
Roll a history check.
19, respectable.
Yeah, you know that it's on the outside a fairly respectable club, but inside there's a second club, and that is where Repente holds court.
Ah, yes, the Serpent's Eye Club. On the outside, respectable. On the inside, pardon the turn of phrase, but a hive of scum and villainy.
That is putting it mildly. You watch as she also hands you a second, smaller envelope.
To moi?
Yes. I
Okay.
assume that you will be speaking for the group while you are down there.
It seems that's the position I find myself in, and I'll endeavor to fulfill it to the best of my abilities.
Excellent. If Repente gives you any trouble, merely allow his assistant to read him that little note.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note of that, because this is a fucking beholder.
Now, I shall be here for the foreseeable. Anarchy, my dear, please go with them and give Mr. Repente my regards. Hello?
Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot I was Anarchy.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Sissy.
Excellent. And do enjoy yourself, my dear. I know that you have not come to Chalsa before. This is your first time, so enjoy yourself.
I sure will. I'm gonna go to the beach.
After you have done what I have asked of you, my dear, remember?
Okay.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Also, just reminding you, Squish, there was something you wanted to ask of the mistress.
Was there?
What I whispered you about.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think what's the best way to raise this now. Like,
Yeah,
Squish
okay.
being her, hey, I want to do a thing.
And what is that, my dear?
Well, a while ago, we met one of your, not friends. What's the word? Minions. Yeah, minions. And he says that you could teach me how to, use the little metal sticks that open locks.
Thieves' tools.
You wish to learn the art of the lockpick, correct?
Yeah, sometimes the bad guys have things hidden that we need.
I see no reason why I should not teach you. Once you have visited Repente, I shall have something prepared.
Cool.
But, well, I would like your little son to remain here for a little while.
What? No.
It would not be a good idea to bring a black dragon to a beholder's home.
I have an inkling as a player as to why that might be.
Why?
Well, I'd have to ask Seph what would notice, but especially with the role he made earlier.
Yeah, you know that taking a dragon near a beholder is definitely not a good idea.
It might be for several reasons, though. It could be either because of the obvious "that boy's a threat," or because
Yeah,
like, I
pretty
want
much.
that. I own that.
My boy's a threat mainly.
Okay. Yeah. Beholders, remember, like I was talking about on the ship, on Ark? Anxiety issues.
I should also point out at this point, Midnight is kind of bouncing happily on a little bed of pillows that have been provided.
To Mr. Repente, Midnight might represent the single greatest threat to his empire that he has ever faced.
Well, Mitty is pretty strong.
I know, look at the pose, the power.
At this point, he's flopped on his back and being fed sweets by the tiefling woman.
You're gonna have to roll a persuasion check on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
with advantage.
Yeah! Good.
Roll a wisdom check, please. Squish.
Wisdom.
Woo!
Yeah, you can see his point. Plus, Midnight looks so happy where he is.
Squish is very unhappy about this, but she wanders over to Midnight. Okay, Mama's gonna go a message. You gonna stay here for a little while? You behave?
Yeah.
Okay, here's your ball. Here's your teddy. Here's some trees.
Aw.
She's like eyeing up. It's like a mother at the first day of play school. She's like, ah. She gives him his toys, gives him a hugs, and then she's like scurrying away before she changes her mind.
Someone just leans down and pats the shoulder. There. They'll grow up sometime.
My son.
Oh.
Now, it is important before you get there that you give the password to the bartender. Simply say the name Anzilu.
Anzilu.
That will get you access.
No idea how to spell that, but I'll make a note anyway. Anzilu. As long as I know what it says, that's all that matters. Okay. Notes taken.
I look forward to your return.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Mistress.
Indeed, Mr. Storm. I look forward to our continued association.
Likewise.
The rest of you make your way back to the door, sort of, but not quite being chased out by the tiefling. And you make you... Yep.
Could I try and sneak a peek at the Mistress before we leave the room? Because you told me something earlier, and while I'm not willing to kick the hornet's nest directly, I'm interested.
Okay, what are you trying to look for?
Just her emotions, really. How she's...
Roll me an insight.
Oh, not my best.
Yeah, you can... You got a pretty fair grasp. She was remembering something from her past. Whilst it was a good memory, it was bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You make your way out of the hotel. The bugbear give you a quick appraisal, making sure to remember your names and faces. And I want you to roll me a history check, Storm.
Sure. Damn it! I saw tonight.
To be fair, you do have advantage because you do know the place.
Woo!
You remember where the corner club is. It takes you about another hour of making your way through the main streets to get there. You make your way over the bridge that you passed under. It's pretty impressive. And eventually find your way to the corner club.
Alright, before we continue, I've got to go to the loo super quick. It'll only be a few moments.
It's okay.
Thank you.
I sort out music.
Fair enough. Just the way Squish is just like sniffling.
It'll be okay, Squish. So that music's perfect.
Yeah, you're basically now outside the club. Well, you just got in anyway. So I'm just going to scootily. So it's the same. Use the same one.
You're breaking up a lot there, Seph.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if it's just because it's dry at the moment and warm, but I've been slightly coughing most of today. Yeah. It's definitely nothing more than a slight cough, though.
Yeah, well, don't strain yourself by doing voices if you don't need to.
Oh no, it's alright. It's just, I think it's just the air at the minute. Because whenever it gets hot, I tend to cough a little. So.
It's due to go
I think
up
it's
to
a
30
humidity
degrees
thing.
later this week, so.
Oh my god.
Right, I'm
I have
back.
to. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You make your way into the club. There's a band playing, just something with a little bit of background music, drum beat going. At the bar, you notice. And I just need to get the actual thing. You notice a female wood elf, sort of stood there with her arms crossed, sort of appraising the establishment.
Alright.
Well, yep.
Sorry. You first, Seph.
I'm gonna say, what are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, I guess we're all gonna. Actually, you know what? I know this is the shadiest fuck place, even if we're not in its bowels yet, so I'd like to get a feel for the room, if that's cool.
Roll perception.
Thank you. Yes! Na 20!
Yeah, you've been in plenty of places like this. You can see a few thieves, a couple of smugglers. It's generally a sort of typical underworld meeting place. And this is just the outside. But yeah, there's also a few bounty hunters. Basically think Jabba's Palace in Return of the Jedi.
That's the impression I got.
In one side of the room, there's basically a large sawdust ring where you can tell is the weekly fight club venue.
Interesting.
At the moment, there's no fight scheduled, so the large bamboo cage above it hasn't been lowered into position. But yeah, you can tell this is definitely a skeevy place. And that elf is really, really giving you daggers.
Yeah. Okay, first things first. Storm will tap, squish on the shoulder, crouching if need be to do it. Keep an eye on our goods right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Goes about skeevy place, it's just going to get skeevier.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
I was whispering.
Yeah, you have to roll stealth for whispers. Ooh!
Did I just lose?
You skeeved by 1. I rolled a 19.
Ooh. Squish is going to move her pouches onto the inside of her clothes then.
Now, we haven't even met the beholder yet. Alright, so that, I guess we're heading up to the bar.
Yep. As you approach, the elf has raised her eyebrow. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Give me a moment, trying to think about how to word this. Okay. Okay. Guess being pretty direct is probably the best idea. Greetings. We've been sent to this fine establishment in order to meet with Juan and Zilu. Don't suppose you could help point us in their direction?
You suddenly see her eyes just go wide with an oh shit expression.
Yep, that's the correct reaction.
Wait here 1 minute.
Thank you.
She kind of goes into the back, and you can hear she can hear your basic arguing going on as Aoante slithers out the back. So you're here for a meeting with the master, correct?
Oh yes, yes, I do believe we are.
We apologize for my colleagues' terseness. Just when someone comes in wearing one of those badges, we tend to get a little antsy. At this point, he leans into Storm and just goes, "There are currently 6 of our people aiming crossbows at your back right now. But since you invoked that name, I can tell the Mistress sent you."
Right there, my one-T friend. If I assure you, the crossbows won't be necessary. We're just here for a chat.
Yes, we've made sure that our bouncers know. Follow me, please.
And I'll lead the party in.
Okay.
Squish is going to tug on Storm's cloak. Maybe
Yes.
take off the badge.
First they saw it. Usually keep it hidden. I mean, I keep
Jeez.
my old guard badge, but the Admiralty badge, I took that away. Their perspective lot here.
They might have seen you on the coming off the ship.
Well, regardless, they know now, so let's just roll with it. But I'll keep that in mind for future encounters.
Right now, as long as we don't do anything stupid
Mm-hmm.
and play by their rules, should be alright.
Too right.
You follow Yuanti behind into the back room. He leads you up some stairs and gently knocks on a door. A little hatch in the door opens, there's a few quick words exchanged in Chultan before he goes, "The master will see you now. How may I announce you?"
Oh, Lord. This is our character, by the way. I'm not doing this in universe. I'm trying to figure out what to say.
Bear in mind you have Anarchy with you.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Believe me, I'm leading with Anarchy. She's probably the one he's expecting.
Madame Anarchy
Legit
and her
can't remember
entourage.
if their relationship was a good one or a bad one, and
Yeah.
Let's just say Repente is terrified of the Mistress. Or rather, be terrified of getting on her bad side. So.
Okay.
Missy sent us to talk to him.
Aye, we're Lady Anarchy's protectorate, and she comes as an envoy of the Mistress.
Oh, I see. That is most interesting. Please wait a moment. He indicates for the door to be opened, and you suddenly hear very different.
Whoa.
You broke off there, Seph.
He sneezed.
Oh.
I sneezed. You can hear very different music as you enter in. The air is heavy with sweets. I would say it's a little more. There's a small ensemble, delightful chime music, and to one side you see a woman in a hood outfit, wearing various gold accoutrements. At the centre, on a large chair surrounded by food and very scantily clad servants,
Oh boy.
all male, is the beholder. He's wearing a small circlet like a crown, and he's basically wearing a jacket with little sleeves for each of his eye stalks. Yeah, this is on the actual character art, so...
I just want to say, Storm kind of called it earlier. He mentioned that if a beholder wanted to, it could have sleeves. Yes.
Yeah, and this one does. Oh, goody visitors. He kind of sits up as best he can. Welcome, esteemed Miss Anarchy. And, of course, your delightful...
Seph, think you cut out again, bud.
No, I just probably just said, welcome to your delightful friends. How can I help you?
Miss Missy sent us to talk to you about stuff. Right, guys?
Indeed she did.
As we have things to discuss.
Well, we don't have all day, Chucky Boots. Come on.
Alright.
Right. Trying to remember the specifics. Because I don't know if I've told specifics. I have a letter. I know that.
Yeah, you were told only to use that note if he gave you trouble.
Yeah. So I don't want to lead with that. Just trying to remember what else.
I believe the Mistress was telling us about getting in contact with the Church of the Radiant Abomination.
Yes.
Oh, yes, so wonderful people. I mean, Sister Erinia here is one of their most esteemed members. She provides very well for me, don't you, sis? Yes, that is correct, Repente.
So, can you get us to talk to someone there?
Of course, this Sister Repente is one of the most esteemed members, and she helps personal spiritual needs.
What about matters of the soul?
Like I say, you're better off speaking to the sister. I take it you wish to speak privately.
Yeah, I think that might be best. If you don't mind, of course.
Pity, I wouldn't mind spending a little longer with that delightful morsel next to you. He's making specific eye contact with Storm as he says that. But business before pleasure.
Seph.
Yeah.
Seph, you evil person. Yeah, Kubar's first beholder. Let's have it like lust after him. That'll be fine. That's fine. Just let me have the. Okay.
Sister Erinia kind of rolls her eyes and goes off into a curtained off area to the side, indicating for you to follow. As you go, you hear You hear Repenter go, "Who threw that?" Cheeky. You don't know what was thrown or what context that's in. It will just play on your mind.
There are plenty of bull things on my mind right now.
That room made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Yes, he's quite an acquired taste. But yes, you wish to have a soul looked at.
Yeah. We have a friend whose soul was forcibly taken and put in another vessel. We kind of want to fix that.
I see. Well, the only one who could probably do it would be the master, but he doesn't see just anybody.
How do we see the master?
You're going to have to go on the pilgrimage.
Oh, of course, another quest. What's the pilgrimage?
There are 3 shrines located around the island. You'll have to visit each one, make the offering, and once you have completed it, the master will be willing to see you.
Would this be the spiritual journey that Mr. Repente spoke of?
No, he's speaking of the rainbow venom, which helps him deal with anxiety.
Oh, right. Understood.
That eyeball is doped up.
Well, he's quite cordial and forward when doped up, so
Believe
it's
me,
preferable to the alternative.
yes. We have to keep him like this to preserve some kind of peace on the island. This number doesn't involve the master ripping him apart.
Ooh.
What is considered an offering?
You must... She reaches into her pocket and takes out a small string of prayer beads with three little gemstones hanging from it. Merely place one of these stones upon the altar. In return, you will receive a pearl.
No.
3 pearls are proof of your purity.
And do we bring them back to you?
No, you'll go up the mountain to the temple city. Once you are there,
Well,
my brothers and sisters will take care of you.
Hang on, how smart is Squish? In the context of take care of, is she thinking mob or be nice to? Okay, she's
Shy.
thinking be nice to.
Yeah, be nice too, because they wouldn't beat up pilgrims of their own religion, so...
Hey, you don't know this.
Not unless they asked to be beaten up.
Oh my.
You know what this church is about.
Shut
I
up.
do.
Take your lumps.
I don't know what you fucking mean.
My darling, if you have a lamp, you're obviously using the wrong tool. So, we... I still can't do an Ez accent. So, go to the altars, get the pearls, go to the temple, ask to see the master.
Indeed, and if you invoke the mistress's name, it will help speed things up when you get there.
Should we take the, affected person up with us?
No, leave that to me. Well, myself and the mistress. We shall make the arrangement.
Okay.
Don't worry, Jeremiah's there. He'll take care of it.
You clearly have never seen the Mistress in battle.
Nope.
I have no idea who that. Yeah, no. There's a lot of things going over my head.
That makes two of us.
Then I pray that you never do. I saw it once. And I couldn't believe it.
Oh, such a missed opportunity for a short joke. Okay.
But yes.
Where are the altars?
She briefly takes out a map and indicates the 3 shrines to you. Storm, I would like you to roll me a history check.
Here we go again. Yeah.
One of these shrines is located in a place very familiar to you.
Oh.
And you knew it was there, but you'd always only ever heard stories.
Oh. Is it Home Sweet Home?
We'll find out.
Oh.
She hands you the map and goes, right, well, if there's anything else?
I think we're okay. Sam, Storm.
Yes.
Nothing.
One. And, yeah, no, I'm just going to be out of it. Mr. Repente hit on me? How serious is he about his, boast that he takes his family?
It's not every good-looking man who enters this place. Well, the ones that don't work for him directly.
A man of exotic tastes.
But yes,
Is it really exotic if you're native to this current land?
I mean, it's exotic for him. It's outside of his circle.
Yeah, true. This
Then
is
I
trying
wouldn't-
to force her way into my arms right now. Hey, sweetheart.
then I will not detain you any further. She kind of leads you back out into the main room and towards the door. It was, oh, leaving already?
Yeah, we have things we need to do.
Oh, sure, I can't persuade you to stay for a little snifter of venom.
Maybe some other time, Mr. Repente. You are such charming company after all, but I'm afraid we do have rather pressing matters to attend to post-haste. And really, the sooner that we complete our task, the sooner that we can be back to partake of your sugar.
Oh, small sport. Very well, Chucky Boots. I shall see you around. Of course, I'm round already.
Ah,
You just watch as he kind of lays there laughing his little eyeballs off. The sister in you rolls her eyes again and just holds the door open for you.
Did you just arrange to have a date with the beholder?
like I said, we have to keep on his good side. No.
Why do I suddenly get hedonism bot?
Yeah. Room for small one. I looked around, the bodies lying everywhere, and an explosion happened. Oh,
As for older, he could basically do that, so ha ha
pretty
ha.
much. Pretty much.
Well,
You are led
he
back
can stay for his
downstairs.
date later. I'm not gonna help you.
You'll thank me later if it saves our hides.
You are led downstairs by the one. I do apologize for the master. He has his eccentricities.
In his own way, he's quite charming, and it's probably preferable to the alternative. You know, one of his bad moods.
Oh, since he started taking the venom, he's never been in a bad mood.
And that is ideally the way it should be kept.
Precisely. Do send the mistress my regard.
We will do.
Thank you. He leads you back into the main bar area and slithers back into the back passage.
Right, shall we go?
Yes, let's be on our way.
Okay, so one moment, please. I change the.
So, I assume we have to go wandering off into the jungle for these.
You will, but for now, you left midnight.
Yeah, Squish ain't
Mistress.
going nowhere without midnight, so don't even
Mm.
try.
So what are you gonna do?
We saw the big scary eyeball black guy, who looks nothing like Norbert, by the way. I just want to point that out. Let's go get my son.
And return the mistress's letter. Didn't need it after all.
Well,
You can open it if you want to.
I see this evil you're putting on me, DM, but Storm is an upstanding chap, and I know he's kind of tempted. He's not going to do it, because probably he'll probably come back to bite him later on.
I just hold it up to sunlight, see if you can.
You know what? Sure. Let's try that at least.
Okay. Roll an
It's not
invest.
obvious.
Roll an investigation check.
19.
1 second. As you hold it up, you can clearly see the words "Repente." Do not fuck with me. Help. Get your friend. Get the church to help them, or you know what I can do.
Whoa. The mistress plays hardball. With a ball. Yeah, let's
not. That might break Midnight's ball.
Considering everything we've heard of the mistress today, yeah, don't want to face her in a sport as much as battle.
Yes, not a good idea to piss any of these people off.
Sorry,
Are you-
I just imagine like a beach episode of like the anime adaptation of Into the Maelstrom, and the mistress is there, and she deals a spike while playing volleyball, and it just utterly kills us.
I was gonna say, are you having this conversation while you're making your way back to the hotel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I
it's
just
another
imagine
hour.
she go. Go ahead.
Okay, it's another hour or so. You make your way back there just in time. It's getting to about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. as you make your way into the hotel and back up to the mistress's room. Very quickly pop you in. 1 second.
How long were we away?
You were gone about 3 hours, give or take.
Oh.
So yeah, it's late evening at this point.
Squish is a little anxious.
Also, Kubar, I was
As
Sorry.
Go ahead.
as you're brought into the mistress's rooms, she goes, "Ah, my dear Anarchy, did Repente give you any trouble?"
No, Miss Missy.
Good.
We got everything we needed.
I'm so glad to hear that. Squish, please, come forward.
Squish is gonna look around. Does she see Mitty?
You do not.
Uh-oh.
Squish, don't panic.
Where's Mitty?
Oh, he's playing a game.
What kind of game?
Roll me an insight.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Oh, come on.
Sam's gonna roll that
No,
2 to see
He's
if he can.
playing a very educational game.
Yeah, but he's not here doing it. Where is he?
He's in the next room. I figured he needed a little alone time for a nap.
Can I proc primeval awareness for dragons?
Yes, you can.
Cool. Do I sense Midi in the next room?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry, Squish. She's telling the truth. He is in
Now,
the next room.
now, your companions, Anarchy, take him downstairs, get him something to eat. I shall give Squish instruction.
Sam leans over to Squish. Be good. Do what she asks.
As you're leaving,
Hang on a sec. Couple things. One, Storm returns her, the mistress's letter. Turns out we didn't need this after all. Mr. Repente was quite accommodating, and
yes, I had a feeling.
fancy.
I had a feeling he might. But I'm glad that it was resolved civilly.
Me too. Might have low-key promised him a date at some point. Thankfully, I avoided specifics.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's so out of his gourd he wouldn't remember.
Good! Also,
As you make your way downstairs, you watch
Seph,
as
I
the
hate
mistress.
to interrupt you again, but I'd like to
Yeah.
just turn to Squish on the left. If you like, Bolt can stay with you.
No, I don't want to take away your kid.
If you're sure,
If something happens, I don't want us both to go missing.
I understand. We'll be here for you after. Good luck.
As you leave, you watch as the mistress pulls out 2 sets of thieves' tools. Squish, make me an intelligence check.
Sure.
The mistress starts taking you through the tools, but you kind of struggle to get your head around it quite at this point. She pulls out a block of various locks and says, try unlocking one of them.
Oh, okay.
Do you have the thieves' tools in your inventory?
I do not.
Right, you may add them to your inventory.
Okay. Just let me add them in.
And these will be dexterity as your roll for them.
Dexterity. Sleight of hand, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Right, I was going to say, if you actually click on it, it'll do the thing for you.
Ah, right. You mean the...
Yeah, on the actual, where it says proficiencies, just click on where it says Thieves' Tools.
I don't actually have Squish's character sheet set up in Roll20.
Oh, fair enough. We'll go with sleight of hand. 1 second. Yeah, you...
Be on for everything.
Yeah, you get to work on this lock. You've tried the first one, you're able to get it open. You move the mistress moves the box around. You try the next one. It opens. You do that for about 5 more locks. You may not have been able to got what she was saying, but deep down, instinctively, you kind of got the grasp of it. You couldn't explain it to anyone else, but you got the understanding of it.
Okay.
Excellent. You are quite a fast learner, Squish.
Yeah, well, things happen.
You watch as the mistress stands up, and she reaches to the back of her dress. She pulls on the laces fastening it, and it falls away, revealing a set of leather armor underneath.
Oh no.
Now then, we shall test your skills. Come with me. She indicates for you to follow her as she crosses over to the door where Storm sensed midnight was being held.
Okay.
As you walk in, you're greeted with a large 5 foot by 5 foot cage.
She put me in a cage!
Oh! Oh no!
As you stare, Midnight seems quite happy, but the Mistress folds her arms and stands over you. If you want Midnight to be released, you will open all 50 locks.
What?
You will use these tools. I am providing you with the means. I would like you to roll me sleight of hand again.
God! Oh god!
The first 10 locks are fairly easy. You've really got you've still getting the hang of the tools, but you've managed it. As soon as you unlock them, the first set of bars disappears. Roll me another sleight of hand.
Yay!
The next 10 locks, a little harder, but you've got the general hang of it now. The bars vanish, and you move on to the next set of locks. Sleight of hand, please. You struggle a little with these ones. Maybe it's just the stress of seeing Midnight in the cage, but you managed the next 5 locks. Actually, no, the next 10 locks, actually. You are doing quite well, Squish.
Yeah, well, let's just say you're pretty good at doing motivation.
You have 20 locks left. Continue.
Stay focused.
You struggle with these locks. They're really, really hard. You manage to get about halfway through them, but one lock you just can't quite manage it. Roll me a strength check.
Strength. Sure, with my old 0 modifier.
Oh, you got lucky on that one. You are able to brute force this particular lock. Roll me another sleight of hand, please. You're struggling again with these, but you've managed to just about unlock this set. Another set of bars vanishes. Sleight of hand again, please.
Okay. Hang on. Bear with me 2 quick seconds. I'm actually... I have full proficiency with Thieves' Tools now, right?
We'll find out in a minute.
Oh no. So I'm still training, so I don't get the proficiency bonus. Fine.
You struggle with the last few locks, but you manage it. Only one lock, one large, heavy padlock remains.
I just want to point out too, as someone who does dabble in lock sports, doing that amount of locks would be murder on your hands. Squish's hands would be raw now.
Raining from hell.
Roll me one more sleight of... You fiddle and probe and you hear the click of a loud as the padlock drops and you can get the door open.
Immediately open it and run in and hug Mitty.
As you do that, I would like you to roll me an insight check.
If this is a Mitty, people are gonna get hurt. And probably it's gonna be Squish.
1 second. You actually know, even though you can't see it, you can tell the Mistress is actually surprised you've got that last lock open. As you go to enter the cage, Midi basically hugs you.
Oh, are you okay, Mitty? She didn't hurt you, did she?
Midnight does a kind of nod of yes, I'm okay.
Oh, I'm sorry for leaving you behind, baby.
Just gets up and stretches like, ugh, no big deal.
Midnight, so are you going to let Midnight go past you and get out of the cage?
Yeah, sure. Guide him out.
As he sits up and leaves the cage, you hear a mechanism trip. And behind you, you watch as a second hidden door in the cage swings open. Midnight was deliberately told to sit on that plate until you arrived. Just before you arrived. He could have left that cage anytime he wanted just by getting up.
Mitty, I feel betrayed.
To be fair, I gave him some of his favorite treats. I told him that it was to give his mother skills that would benefit your horde. That it was for your own good.
I am somewhere between proud and annoyed, but I'm just really happy he's okay.
Of course. I would not have harmed him. And he seemed quite content to sit there for an hour. Since that is how long it has taken you to get through those locks.
Sorry, Mitty.
And he's had quite a fun day with me, haven't you, Midnight?
I assume he still has some of his toys scattered around him.
Yeah, he's very happy. He's had fun today. He's got to spend a lot of time just lazing around on silk pillows.
Oh great, now we're gonna have to get him a silk pillow. Squish will gather up his toys. Like, well, I suppose I should thank you.
You are welcome, my dear. Put those tools to good use.
Oh, okay.
And the power vested by me as DM, Squish now has proficiency with these tools.
Yay.
I know that's not what it says for learning skills in the PHB, but yeah.
You're gold. You could do what you like.
Yeah, but I reckon after that training, Squish should have a pretty good idea of how to use them by now, so I'll allow it.
I love that.
Yeah,
City.
let's just say fear is a very powerful motivator.
Yeah, it is. It gives you wings.
Now, my dear, I think you should join your friends downstairs. Order anything you would like, it's on me.
Thanks.
Just make sure to
Mitty.
Just make sure to inform them that the Mistress is paying.
Oh, okay.
And of course, you have rooms.
Oh, that'll be handy. It'll be good to get a rest before we head out. Oh yeah, Mitty, we have to go out in the jungle. That'll be fun. Squish is gonna do like the little awkward
Indeed, I should...
bow and like start to make her way towards the door.
The Mistress allows you to go. You watch as she... Actually, I'd like you to roll me an insight check. And a stealth check.
Stealth? Oh no.
Yes. Ooh, 1 second. Yeah. The Mistress doesn't notice that you're still watching her. You watch as the tan skin and blonde hair seem to lose their colour, leaving her skin grey and her hair white. Her face the features seem to vanish, almost to a point where you can still see her face. She still has one, but you won't be able to recognize it, except by its blankness. Can you roll me a history check?
Sure.
And this was going to be revealed for the Holborn campaign, but what the hell is a good moment to try it? Squish, you've heard the stories of these from the monks, of people who could change their appearance at will. You've realised that the Mistress is a changeling.
Ooh.
And as you close the door, she hasn't realised you've seen her true face.
Changelings are like rare in this world, right?
Exceedingly so.
Oh, that's interesting. For a while I was worried she was going to be another dragon.
And I think with Squish going down to dinner, that is where we'll leave it for this week.
Okay, wow.
So,
Okay,
play
so
the game.
How many sweets did Midnight manage to devour while he was there?
More than dentist recommends.
Did my child come back from the babysitter high on sugar and with a tummy ache?
Possibly a tummy ache in the morning, but not high on sugar. He's a dragon he's a dragon that breathes acid, so I'd say he's got a fairly robust stomach. So, play the game.
That was mean.
I gotta say, play of the game, Squish with that many good sleight of hands.
Yeah.
In a row. In
Yeah.
a row.
I was rolling very low on that. So,
It could have been more torturous if you rolled better.
yeah, the dodecahedron, however, was on Squish's side, so can't really say no.
It was tense enough as is.
Squish's hands are gonna be raw, if not bloody, after doing that.
Yeah, like I was gonna be like rapid fire with the checks if we were carrying on and be like, insight, medicine, perception, what's going on?
Honestly, knowing what I know about lockpicking in real life, 50 locks, that probably would have taken her all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the sake of argument, we'll say the Mistress was able to speed her through.
I would say the Mistress would have put in a bunch of easy ones and maybe like 1 or 2 hard ones.
Nah, I think you're just sufficiently motivated.
Yeah.
That and tiny goblin hands.
Tiny goblin hands.
Fail of the game.
Storm obviously not going to his true calling of dating the beholder. I don't know, we didn't really do much skill this time.
Just a bunch of mediocre rolls on my end. Like, dice decide, do you want to be on my side or against me? It's one or the other.
Any thoughts, theories, ideas?
Why is there a Squish that seems to find out these spoilery type things?
I don't know.
I mean, I got told something interesting by a literal god earlier, so that's fun. It's my secret! You guys have yours!
So, we'll end it there. Going down the list, it's a good night from Icy.
Good night, everyone.
It's a good night from Kubar.
Good night, everyone. I had a great time tonight. So psyched for next week!
A good night from Jurnis.
My baby!
A good night from our absentee players, Lizzie and Kork. Sadly couldn't be with us this week. Hopefully next week.
And Dee, of course, for her lovely...
and Dee for being our wonderful guest star.
Woo.
Getting to do the Richard Dean Anderson.
There's a reference.
And it's a good night from me.
Right, before
Good
Jurnis
night.
kills the stream, I'm going to say one more time, fuck you for throwing a beholder at a first timer, his first beholder, and having it come on to him.
I will explain that in the after chat.
Oh, I had a concept for beholder that you love. But anyway, bye everybody!